Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Patrick Finn, and on behalf of Barcodes and Zebra, I'd like to thank you for attending our webinar today on how to achieve more with end-to-end locationing visibility. We know your time's precious. We hope you gain some valuable insights into the MotionWorks Warehouse solution that we'll be going over today. We do have a Q&A feature available on this webinar. So if you look in the lower right-hand side of your screen, you see a Q&A button. Please feel free to ask questions during the presentation, and we'll address all of them at the end. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Carolyn Ricci, Zebra's Senior Manager of Product Management for Enterprise Software.
Thank you, Patrick. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm excited to be here and provide you an overview of some of the solutions that Zebra is developing and creating and bringing to market to work with our partners such as Barcodes Group and deliver to our customers. So as I go through this, please, as Pat said, enter any questions that you have. Very excited to show this new solution to you. Okay. So what we're going to do is give you a brief overview of our Intelligent Edge Solutions group, which is the umbrella and the division that I report into. Provide a macro level view of what we're trying to address and help our customer and partner base in terms of challenges and trends within the market, and then really delve into the overall MotionWorks Warehouse solution. Okay. So as we all know, supply chains are becoming even more complex. The demands are increasing significantly within those processes, and corporations are struggling to address and adapt to them. We have looked at our ecosystem of products and solutions from a Zebra perspective and have worked very closely with many of our customers and partners in terms of identifying some of these new challenges and looking at how we can enable the supply chain from end to end, pulling together not only the devices, but solutions around those that are easier to deploy, that provide much more insights into what is happening on the floor, and addressing all of those touch points within the supply chain. So what you're seeing here is really more about that portfolio of solutions that we have and where they touch within the different phases of the supply chain. Today, as I mentioned, I am going to be really focused on the warehousing solution that we have brought to market. We like to think of that within the four walls of the facility, and integrating across these different solutions that touch within the manufacturing process, as well as outbound type processes, whether it be cargo, freight, etc. And then executing workflows within the four walls. And then we also have acquired a prescriptive analytics, Profitec, which is now our prescriptive analytics offering, which now provides us with the ability to provide more execution and orchestration within the workflows that we are looking at helping to enable. Okay. So as I mentioned, we all know the complexities that we face with the supply chains and the interrelationships. And as we've done our outbound research, one of the challenges that we have identified is critical to helping to address some of the challenges is really providing visibility into what is happening, not only within the four walls, but within the full supply chain. And being that we do have a portfolio, a long-standing portfolio of devices, excellent relationships with Barcodes Group, as well as our partner community, It's how do we bring that real-time visibility into these different phases. With that, as I mentioned, one of those solutions is MotionWorks Warehouse. I like to think of this as a real-time solution. It's a system of reality. It provides visibility to your assets and to your goods that are moving within the four walls, anywhere from the point of receipt to the point of shipment. And the importance here is, we have historically been able to track, say, forklifts or vehicles or things that are in motion, but, high value assets with underlying technologies. But where it becomes very challenging from a cost perspective is what's really happening with all of these goods within your facility, because we didn't have a way of tracking. We had a way of tracking those, but it was very expensive. This solution now breaks that barrier to be able to actually see those items in real time and provide data insights into what is happening. So when we start to aggregate that data, and I'll go into the details of how we do this, we're looking at being able to direct workers in their day-to-day activities by providing them with information at the point of use rather than after to go resolve that issue. What that allows an organization now to do is to better direct their workforce through peak times to critical issues that need to be addressed immediately, as well as start to improve the overall accuracy in terms of shipment orders, correctness, reducing missed shipments, and being able to find things that may have been misplaced or not in the location that we thought they were in. So this really enables you to better manage that warehouse within within real time and have real visibility into what is happening. Apologies here. So how do we do this? As you see, this is a very high level overview of the technologies that we use, and I'll go into more details. Last year, we released what we call our advanced tracking reader, which is an overhead passive real-time locating sensor. And it is, whoops, apologies here. And it was designed to provide coverage and readability in very large areas of a warehouse. And as you see, open areas for coverage are where we're really focused because we have true visibility into what is happening within those areas. And we also now have the ability to see when workers or vehicles have entered and exited from, say, high racks and racking type portions of the warehouse. So what we do is we take those ATR 7000s and we have passively tagged with standard EPC Gen 2 tags, forklifts, and the freight or the items, as we would call it, that are in motion. And we track those items as they're being moved from one location to another. This now provides us with a higher level location capability. So rather than just providing that exact location, we are providing information about where that path of travel is. We are able to do what we would call an automatic scan event. So now that we have confirmation of when something has been moved, when it was picked up, when it was dropped off, the zones that it was moved into and out of, as well as being able to create what we would call more of a electronic manifest that can be compared with the system of record, or what should really be in that location, or that outbound trailer, or that outbound cargo entity. We then provide that information back to the driver via a very simplifying application that it is an Android application that sits on a tablet or a handheld, and just provides them with those next moves and instructions as what to do. If something is put into an incorrect area or incorrect state, that is immediately identified, and that information is sent back to that worker as an alert so that it can be resolved at that point in time. We also have a second application capability of what we call the overall operational dashboard, which is really giving more visibility into what is happening in real time for supervisors or managers to be able to take a look to see where a majority of items are located, what the status of those are, what is happening at a particular dock door or a particular zone, and being able then to better manage the flow of not only the vehicle traffic, but of the workers as well, and possibly redirect them if there are urgent issues that need to be addressed in real time. We then offload all of that data that we are collecting into an application that can be exported into a business reporting type tool, so that you can look at the not only the trends, but have up-to-date information to feed your business systems with more accurate information. Okay. So a little bit, what I'd like to do here is show you a quick video. This video was actually done in our facility here in Chicago, and really shows the capabilities of the overall application with a specific use case. So as you see here, our driver is going to be picking up a pallet from a storage location. And when he does that, he will get the information about what needs to be done with that pallet. So he's being told to go pick up a pallet, and when he does that, as to where it needs to be taken to. We do this by what we call associations. So these are very sophisticated algorithms that we have built into the solution that allows us to do predictive analytics, as well as incorporate AI and machine learning to improve the overall functionality and increase the accuracy of these moves. So he is now taking it to dock 1. When he drops that into the trailer, he will receive a message indicating if it was successful or not. So you can see he now gets the drop-off message, and it was successful. Had that been placed in the wrong correction, he would have gotten an alert that said it was in the wrong location, and then he would need to take it to the correct location to resolve that issue. So what type of use cases is this solution best suited for? Apologies. Okay. So, we look at, this is a cross-dock use case that we have deployed. And this is a fairly typical, what I would call a fairly typical unload, load type scenario, whether it be a cross-docking, manufacturing, receipt of materials. In this particular situation, there's currently 7 steps, and they estimate that from the time that they unload the pallet to the time that they move it to its outbound destination is approximately 70 minutes. They're looking to reduce that overall time. They're looking to be able to reallocate their labor to be better able to unload their trucks at a much faster rate, and being able to improve their overall volume capacity and eliminate some of the manual processes that they have. So as you see here right now, they're dropping it off into a processing area. They scan and relabel the pallet. Another driver comes in to pick it up to take it to its destination, their staging area to be loaded for its destination. With the solution, we're able to eliminate that step of dropping it off after unload and applying another label to it. We're automatically scanning as it's coming off of the truck. The driver now knows to take it to a staging area where it can now be ready for its shipping. This is reducing approximately 10 minutes out of their workflow, allowing them to handle more items per driver, and turning their trucks at a much quicker rate than they are traditionally. The second use case is this is actually tracking finished goods. This is more along the discrete manufacturing type scenario. This is a furniture maker where they're producing large orders of disparate parts, furnitures for a customer. So typically what happens is as these goods come off of the production line, they're placed somewhere in a very large warehouse. Approximately a week out from the customer shipping date, they're then sent the orders to be picked and built 4 to 5 days in advance to ensure that they get all of the pieces in the order staged and ready to go. What happens is because these are being placed in random locations, they are spending a significant amount of time looking for what needs to be shipped, as well as moving pallets or other goods that may not be palletized from place to place. So this just creates a domino effect of reallocating within the warehouse and not really having organization or assigned locations to these items. Having the visibility into the warehouse, knowing where all of these pieces are, we can now send that information directly to the driver as to the location. And rather than looking in 100,000 square feet, they're looking in maybe 10,000 square feet or 5,000 square feet for that specific item, reducing the amount of time that they're building the order, ensuring the overall accuracy of the order and that everything is there, and again, reducing those misshipments. At a high level, the overall solution, which we released in May, is really focused on that real-time visibility, location intelligence, knowing where your things are at the right time, in real time, providing automatic scanning to begin to address some of those manual steps, reducing the labor associated with that, building digital manifest or records of what is happening in real time to compare with what should be happening and what the plan was, providing that reporting API to allow you to offload this information to better look at the trends and occurrences within your organization and facility, and provide very directed information to the worker, taking some of that memory, reducing some muscle memory, as well as giving them very definitive information. Here's just a high-level overview of the different UIs. The first here, what you're seeing here, what we call the operational dashboard, is really a visualization of everything that is in the facility within the coverage area that is tagged, being able to see that. If this were live, this would actually, you would actually see the movement of that. There is a full search capability, as well as being able to drill down into any item or asset that is tagged and getting its history, as well as its court location, the path of travel, and what has happened to that particular item. Okay. As I mentioned, the worker instructions or the worker application was designed to be very simplistic and just provide that pertinent information to do the next step in their job. And then this is just a rendition of how that information can be outputted from the historic API and the real-time API to provide information about what's happening in that facility. Okay. So in conclusion, we're really looking at this to provide improved asset utilization, labor efficiencies, improving the order accuracy, eliminating misshipments, and being able to provide real-time, location information on those critical assets and goods in your facility. Okay. Again, based on the use cases and the customers that we have had, we have seen improvements in the overall use of, say, forklifts by approximately 13%, an increase in the items of the number of items that can be handled, as well as a reduction in labor savings just by better allocating the labor. Okay. So in conclusion, this is based on passive technology. We also have the capability of taking location data from our ultra-wideband technology, if it's currently being used to tag forklifts or other high-value assets. We are looking at the true value of what visibility and motion brings to additional solutions. It's not a warehouse management system, but it is a system that provides value to visibility solutions and warehouse management systems and warehouse execution systems, and works, jointly with them. Okay. So with that, I'd like to turn it back over to Patrick. Looking forward to working with Barcodes Group in terms of new opportunities here.
Thanks, Carolyn. So now that you've had a chance to see the really powerful MotionWorks Warehouse technology that Zebra built, let's talk for a minute about how Barcodes Group fits in. So as a premier solution partner of Zebra, the different Barcodes Group entities offer design, deploy, and support services required to get these types of solutions implemented and to keep them maintained. Barcodes offers round-the-clock support if needed for all the deployed hardware as part of this solution. Got software developers on staff that are familiar with all the OS platforms and can help integrate these solutions into existing WMS or ERP systems. And Barcodes has a professional services staff that can help to do a site survey, validate requirements, and then from there we can help design the solution. We can help stage, kit, configure, install, and then post-install, we can help triage and repair hardware, including managing all the mobile devices that are a part of this solution with hosted mobile device management. So our goal is to partner with you, and more importantly, to keep you up and running, future-proofing technology deployments like MotionWorks Warehouse and other locationing technology from Zebra. So with that, I'm going to go to the Q&A. We do have a few questions already, and now's a great time to start to type additional questions into the Q&A box. The first, I think, has been addressed. This question came in early, but I think you addressed it with the operational dashboard. screens, Carolyn, but the question is, do the readers maintain continuous contact with the tags to enable real-time tracking display in an admin dashboard?
Absolutely. These are what we would call phased array readers. So they are continuously sweeping the area. So they are in continuous operation and reading the tags that they're seeing and reporting back.
Thanks. So another question, what is the range of the combination of sensors and tags?
So as you see, and I'll just go back here, these are typically installed 14 to 18 feet high, okay? And because they work on triangulation and angle of arrival, typically the spacing between these, and then this is all based on, you know, the environment of the facility, is approximately on about a 28-foot grid. And they're reading anywhere from out at a 1,500 feet cone and a 45-degree cone. So.
Thank you. So I think you answered the next question already. Please describe the grid size between sensors. I think I heard you say 28 feet.
Correct.
Sensors, okay. Another question, do the readers work outdoors or is this only an indoor solution?
This is only an indoor solution.
Okay. Another question, UHF reading faces many challenges from the product itself and the environment as well. Did you get reliable performance within a warehouse operation?
Yes, we are currently, you know, in where we're at, what this applications and opportunities, we are getting in the very high 90s. And yes, we have done a significant amount of work in terms of addressing some of those complexities of, you know, metal, water, etc. You know, those will always be challenges. And that's why it's important, as Patrick mentioned, to do that site survey as well as integration when we deploy the solution.
Okay, I think that's it on the questions that were posted in the Q&A section. So I think in closing, I'll just say on behalf of Barcodes Group and Zebra, I'd like to thank you all for joining today, our webinar on achieving more with end-to-end location visibility. If you have additional questions or would like one of our WMS experts to reach out for a free consultation or demo, feel free to reach out to your preferred solution provider. Carolyn, if you can just go to the last screen, yep. If you could reach out to your preferred solution provider on the screen. All of these companies are members of the Barcodes Group family, or you can feel free to reach out to me directly via the contact information on the screen. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your day.